Today we're conducting a science experiment. I have my Alpina B10 3.5 and my 3.7 liter Stroker 535, and today we're going to the dyno. So as you guys saw in a recent episode, I just finished putting a standalone setup on this 535 with the Stroker engine, and everyone said you better get it to the dyno, so that's what we're gonna do. And because having a baseline is important, I'm gonna bring along my B10 3.5 and see what numbers this car puts down. I don't have a stock 535, unfortunately, but I think these two cars alone should be able to get us a pretty decent answer. So let me run you guys through the specs of both these cars if you're not familiar, and then we'll get to the dyno. So the Alpina B10 3.5 pretty much utilizes Alpina's tried and true techniques here. What you have here is an M30 B35 standard to the 535 E34. However, Alpina soups it up and pretty much makes about 254 horsepower, just shy of 240 foot-pounds of torque. Basically what they do is revised tuning, essentially a port and polish of the head. You have a hotter cam and you have some exhaust work, and that's pretty much the extent of what the NA B10 3.5 is. It's not a bi-turbo. The bi-turbo is 380 horsepower or something like that. But yeah, with those techniques, they claim 254 horsepower, 240 foot-pounds of torque, and I have a numbers matching confirmed Alpina engine in here. We have 237,000 miles, which is extensive, but I'm interested to see what this car makes. Obviously, it's not gonna make 250 wheel horsepower, but I think 250 horsepower over 30 years, 237,000 miles. I would like to see this thing get into the 200s. I think I would be happy with the 200 horsepower, maybe a little more. But yeah, Alpina with the right-hand drive, they didn't give it headers, but there is no cat. So it's pretty much right-hand drive manifolds, custom Alpina downpipes, a custom Alpina high flow section 1 with no cat, and then a stock rear muffler, etc. That's the extent here. Otherwise, this car is on a stock AFM, stock computer, just tuned by Alpina. And then the interesting car here in the duo is my freshly standalone 3.7 liter Stroker 535. And now what this car is, it's a metric mechanic 3700 sport board engine, the Stroker engine, if you will. They used to call this the 3700 Sport, I believe. They just recently took down their old site, and you actually can't even find info on these anymore. They don't still make it. Back in period though, if you wanted Metric Mechanic to build you this engine, it was about $16,000 to $17,000. And they claimed 270 horsepower. There wasn't a torque number that I could see, not sure why, but 270 horse, which is insane considering a stock 3.5 is 208. So that's a huge claim, but I also just put this thing on a standalone ECU. So it's no longer on stock Motronic. It's on a classic daily ECU, tuned by Jake, running fantastic, tuned really well. It's got racing dynamic headers, obviously a 3.7 liter bottom end. It supposedly has a Schrick cam in it. Stock cats though. So it's got racing dynamic headers, but stock cats back, which I fear the cats are gonna give us a problem here. I think the cats are gonna hurt us a little bit, but otherwise, we should have a pretty powerful engine here. So this car's got pretty much more modern tech on it, which I think will give it the upper hand, and it has an engine that claims more power. So pretty interested to see where these things go, but without further ado, let's head to the dyno. All right, so we've made it to the dyno. We got the 3.7 Stroker, and we got the Alpina getting strapped on right now. So we're at Performance Euro Works, but they're moving, so they don't want to give us any shop tour because it'll be better later. But we're gonna start with the Alpina because I feel like the power on this car should be less than this car. Not sure what to expect here. If either of these cars crack 200, I'll be happy. And if that cracks 220, I would be really happy. But hard to say where we'll be at, so fingers crossed. Please, 218 horsepower or something.
Do you have a preference on what gear we use?
I have no idea. What would be?
These we normally do fourth.
If I was to say fourth, probably, right? Because fifth is an overdrive.
Yeah. I'm assuming there's no like traction control or anything.
No, not on these. Right? No traction. They're not even loud. So I mean, this should be pretty unexciting.
Yeah.
The most exciting part would be if it blows.
That are low drama, those are usually the good ones.
Yeah, that is.
We're seeing some crazy shit happen. I tuned the E30 years ago, E30 F3. I don't know if I told you about it. It had a 2.5 liter Stroker in it.
Oh yeah?
I think like one of like the OG Dyno ones.
Really?
Airbox, Mega Squirt. And it did like 225, I think.
Really?
On this dyno, like long time ago.
I would say that's probably about right. I think those are rated like 238. like 2.5s from factory.
Yeah.
So that's actually pretty good.
Yeah, I think we were pretty happy with it. I don't know if your preference if the hood is open or not. Obviously, with how the hood opens, it's probably not going to make a difference.
Yeah, no, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Oh God, we're not cracking 200 on this, huh? Yeah, why not? Yeah, we'll do 3. So 191, 190, dead even torque and power almost. That's crazy. You can see the torque on these things though. I mean, right at 2,500, and it's just smooth all the way. That's a classic M30 torque curve. More power. Nice. 194.
Damn.
6 more.
If we do 6 more, we'll get 200. Yes. It's warming itself up.
It made it right there. It's right at the top.
Yep. Crazy. The torque is crazy on these.
That's good.
The Catless M30s making me cry. This car, I don't care. That f***er better make 220, I swear to God. All right, let's see. So 191, 194, 194. Pretty even, but yeah. Looks like no more power to be made here. Not too bad.
It's pretty consistent.
It's very consistent.
Yeah, so normally like on the dyno, like we try to do pulls until it's like a full power. So like after 3 ones, obviously it's already starting to dip.
Yeah.
But not bad.
So wait, we're running it out to 60,
Like,
67?
it's probably 6,500 RPM.
Yeah, that's about right. Yeah.
But
It's a nice torque graph,
it's
right?
super flat.
Yeah, right?
Really,
Yeah.
really flat.
That's a M30 torque curve if
Yeah,
I've ever
right,
seen it. They just,
I mean, dude, even like the power difference, dude, it could be as simple as whatever gas is in the car.
it's true.
Does it have pretty fresh 93 in it, or?
Like I'm probably a week old.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, it's pretty decent gas then.
Yeah. I mean, that car's got 237,000 miles on it.
Okay, that's pretty good then for 230.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, unopened engine.
Really? Did you do any maintenance to it, like plugs or anything?
I don't even know if I did spark plugs, to be honest. I did a valve adjustment,
Okay,
but the spark plugs could be like really old.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that alone could be a 5-wheel horsepower.
It could, yeah.
See how sensitive these cars are?
I mean, 254 crank in 1989,
Yeah.
240 torque.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're dead even torque and power,
Yeah, I
which
mean,
is
it's not
interesting.
bad. So like on our dyno, like most rear-wheel drive cars is about a 15 to 17% drivetrain. So if we're at like 194 divided by let's say 0.85, you know, with a 50% drivetrain, it's roughly 228. If we do 17, it's like 234.
That's actually like right on the money.
Yeah, it's pretty spot on.
That would mean it lost like 7 horsepower over 237,000 miles.
Exactly, yeah.
That's actually pretty good.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. And again, that's assuming like how much worth of maintenance is.
That actually kind of adds up.
Yeah.
Then I think it's where it should be.
Yeah, exactly.
Ah.
It's healthy and close to red line. It's not pulling timing or anything.
Yeah. That's beautiful. Well, this is all stock ECU.
Yeah.
That car is going to be, that's an aftermarket ECU too. So that car should be better.
Well, this would be a good baseline to
Yeah.
compare a
And you'll print this out for me then?
Oh,
I'll get
yeah, I'll
Sweet.
digital copy.
Oh, yeah, that's all I need too. So we did 3 hits. So first we got 191.7, Then we actually got up to 194 on the second and third. Torque is about dead even to the power, 192. Then we got it up to 193. And it's got a classic M30 torque graph, just linear, straight, not linear I guess, but just straight. And then obviously it drops off the torque. Starts to drop off at about 5,000 RPM, about 4,500, which makes sense. Peaks right before 4,500. Power climbs right up until the end, and then it just obviously red line. I don't think I've ever done spark plugs on it. I've done a valve adjustment, so the valves are in spec, which is a big deal, but actually pretty impressive for numbers wise. After 237, almost 238,000 miles, unopened engine. But now this is the one I'm anxious to see, because this one's got the standalone, the alleged 3.7. So this car should easily crack 210, easily. If it doesn't, then I have to start looking back at the engine and making sure it's a 3.7, but I don't think this car feels faster than the Alpina, so I'm not really feeling too good about it. Yeah, I couldn't wash it beforehand. So this car has got, like I said, the 3.7 Stroker M30 in it. It's got racing dynamic headers, but it's still got a stock cat back exhaust, which I fear is going to absolutely choke it.
It probably will in these cars.
And it sucks. If I brought my hacksaw, I would say we'll do runs and I'll cut them off and then we'll go again. But all right, time for the 3.7 Stroker. Now this one I'm nervous about, because this one I really hope does well. Oh no, this car I don't care. That f***er better make 220, I swear to God. What's going on? Not good. Not great. I do think we don't have it tuned where it should be. I think it is a little lower. Yeah. Yeah, I knew it didn't feel faster than that car. Yeah. Probably just because it's tuned on a modern. We'll give her another run, but disappointing so far. It's breaking my heart. I'm gonna spend the rest of my day, if this is finding out if this is actually a 3.7 liter, because now I'm doubting it, because that's a stock 3.5 power level.
There's a notable difference below, like 35 RPM.
Really?
But it's real, like at hard throttle, it feels really nice until you get on it. Like I'm starting to feel like up to 25 RPM.
Yeah.
And it feels like a dog, and then all of a sudden the top end opens up.
It should have a cam in it too, which maybe will make the power. I guess I'll look at the graph, but I mean, like I said, it's got the stock cats, which I'm sure aren't doing any favors. But I mean, 30, 40 horsepower from a cat? Probably not. Oh, it's opening up a little bit. 183 to 188. Man, it went up 5 torque. How is that possible?
Honestly, what's interesting is if you look at between 5,000 and 6,000 RPM, this is making more power than the Alpina.
Oh, really?
I wonder if that's because of this can.
Oh. Yeah, I guess so. So it makes more power than the Alpina here, and then it falls off. But it makes more power at the low end. So there must be a difference in the cams. I mean, it came up. Not where it should, but.
Yeah, you can feel like the power delivery is definitely very different between the two cars.
Yeah. Maybe with the 15% drivetrain loss, that's 270.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can feel it on the dyno. Look at the power difference, again, between 5,000 and 6,000.
Yeah.
There's like a 15 horsepower difference between this engine and the other one.
Oh, wow, yeah. So this is this car, right?
Yeah, so brown is
Okay.
525, so is the Alpina.
Wow, yeah.
It's interesting, because like at 4,500, you feel it like kind of start to wake up a little bit.
Yeah.
So again, I have a feeling if this is a stroker, maybe it's the cam.
Yeah.
But I'm very consumer can do anything on the low end, assuming that it is a stroker.
Yeah. Yeah, that thing makes way more power, but then it just kind of
And then it falls off.
just falls off.
I bet you like maybe the exhaust or the catalytic converter is probably choking in the top end.
Yeah, you think it's choking the top?
For this to be a stroker, I would not have expected this lower torque band below 4,500.
Yeah, it should be.
Unless the cam in this thing is wanted, which I don't really know.
Oh, did you do an M5 on this dyno?
I did. I was actually about to show you that.
Yeah, let's see an E34 M5.
And I think that E34, if I remember correctly, I think it was also a high mileage car.
Oh, yeah? This car, I think X has 240 on the cluster too, but the engine was from 2001, so it's hard to say how many miles are on it.
Yeah.
These cars will probably be dead even in a race.
Yeah. I think like
that.
it's like one will pick up and the other one will catch up.
Well, we'll do that on the way home.
Whoa. 270?
This thing, I don't know what's done to it, but it was spicy.
Nothing's done. I don't think anything's done to his car.
Has an exhaust.
Really?
It's got an exhaust, but it's on a stock ECU still.
Really? I mean, we dynoed it during a dyno
Holy
day.
crap.
272?
Yeah, dude. When I dynoed this car, I was like, this thing moved.
To the wheels, huh?
Holy shit.
Oh my God. And those are 315 rated at factory.
This thing boogie. But then like when he said like 315 or whatever the case, I was like, it's close to an E46 M3.
Yeah.
Bone factory spec, but like look at that power band.
So I have a 3.8 M5, which is 340, right?
Yeah.
So we raced it against my E46 M3, which is tuned and
Yeah.
lighter and whatever.
Yeah.
And the E46 is about a car length ahead of the Euro 3. Or the Euro
yeah,
M5.
yeah.
And then the B7 Turbo walked away from both
I'm
of them.
sure it's destroyed.
Which is
them all.
interesting, but
Yeah.
oh man, I would honestly love to bring my entire collection to the dyno. It would be so
Yeah,
much
right.
fun.
Dyno every single one.
Yeah.
That'd be a long day.
Yeah.
I mean, that's definitely, I would say BMW made their
They
price
did
gap from an
something.
M5
Yeah,
worthy
right.
because that's way better. Well, I have to admit my heart's a little bit broken because those were not quite the results I wanted, at least out of this car. I will say the B10, about right on par with what I expected and about on par with what I think it should be. So I didn't have this at the beginning of the video, but thanks to Jake at Classics Daily, I was talking with him and I got his dyno graph from a stock 535 with a coil on plug conversion. And just so we have a comparison, stock 535 Alpina 3.7 stroker. A stock 535 with Jake made 174 horsepower, made 198 torque. Now back to the Alpina, we made 194 horsepower. So that's actually a pretty decent jump over stock, and we made 193 torque. So actually a little bit less torque, but decent amount more power, almost 20 extra horsepower. 238,000 miles now, unopened, no work done. Honestly, never replaced the spark plugs on it either. So it's not like full optimized, like it's got, or you know, I don't know when the fuel pump was done, fuel filter, old spark plugs. Does have a valve adjustment though. So I think this car is probably about where it needs to go without like a major tune-up and with that mileage and never having anything done. Not unhappy with this car. I do think 200 would have been nice. But what the problem is this car, something is not right here. And that provoked me to go ahead and show you guys what I'm gonna show you now, which is the footage of me confirming the engine. I'm doing my absolute best to try to get this to show you guys. With the sun, it's really hard. But you can see right there, you see those grooves that look like, I don't know, like tiger claws? That right there is the metric mechanic head. That is a staple of their head. That's what they call their turbulent system. and that pretty much proves that this is a metric head. So that is quite interesting because I was honestly expecting this to not be the right head. But I'm gonna see if I can get some other shots of the valves now. And then here, very hard to see, but you could see kind of the concentric circles that go around the valve. The valve does have a lot of carbon on it, and a lot of those I think are pretty clogged up, but you could see right there in the center, kind of the most prominent ring, and then you could just faintly see them spiraling out, and the circumference gets bigger obviously towards the outside of the valve. Very hard to see. I'm gonna try to get pictures with the machine, but that pretty much confirms it. These are the correct valves. This is the correct head, and I believe flat top pistons means that those are the right pistons. So this is seemingly everything that it's supposed to be in terms of a 3.7 stroker. Now I just cannot understand the power numbers. I have all the records of the 3.7. I have the records of the engine work. I have records of the parts for Metric Mechanic. So that doesn't make any sense to me, because even with, let's say, the drivetrain loss of a dyno, you would say if they said 270 crank, you would guesstimate that to be about 230 wheel. So really this should do 230 wheels. So I would say we're about 40 to 50 horsepower shy of where this car should be. Now, in its credit, I haven't done a valve adjustment yet, and it does have stock cats. I would say the cats are probably clogging up about 10 horsepower, assuming they're in good shape. If they're clogged, then that's more of a problem. So let's just say 10 there. Let's say we're 30 shy. Not sure where that 30 horsepower is hiding, because it's tuned really well with Jake. It's exactly where it should be tuning-wise on a modern ECU, no AFM. That alone should be very beneficial to the power numbers. So I'm just a little confused. There's one last thing I'm gonna check, probably not in this video because I won't be able to get to it for a little while, but I'm gonna check the mechanical timing of this car, because looking through all the old records, I saw a bunch of notes of how to time it, which leads me to think that maybe someone at one point in time got in here that didn't know how to time it. And with an M30, and this is proof from Hunter's car, you can be a tooth off on your timing and you won't destroy the engine, and you won't even know, except for the fact that there's a loss of power. He did it with his M30 and he dynoed at like 160 something horsepower. So it is possible to be the scenario here. And if it's a tooth or two off, that would definitely explain 30 to 40 horsepower. So I'm gonna hold on to the feeling that that might be the cause here. But we do have proof though that both of these are over a stock 535, because like I said, if Jake's got a, sub 180 numbers, then, mid 190s, almost 190, definitely better than stock. So you can tell they do both have their supporting mods, but at this point now we're just left with some confusion. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. We finally got dyno numbers to a car. I've done a lot of builds, I've never dynoed them. So thank you to Performance Zero Work here in Illinois for taking care of the dyno time for me. Alex, I really appreciate it. I will be back to his shop with the B7 Turbo and some other fun stuff, because now that I have access to a dyno, we're gonna get numbers. But yeah, anyone has any ideas on this car, what you think might be going on here, please let me know. Otherwise, thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.